Welcome back to the No Pun Intended podcast. Week 4 is here. We got a game in London this week. We got a bit of other things to get through. We've scrapped a segment, so one of them's already gone.
Easy
scrap.
Wouldn't scrap. Just not liking it. That's it.
But it's good. NFL is on, and that's what we want to talk about. See how our picks went. We got sports tech we'll touch on for a bit, not too long. Our league, me and Dan probably don't want to talk about that, but the rest of the boys are doing well. And then our picks and props and whatever. But boys, how are we? Scotty, you got your stats ready, mate? What you been reading?
The mic down?
Yeah, got the stats ready. Had pretty good.
He's got the mic down, mate.
He's got hello. Bring them.
There you go. Had a pretty good week. I think it was in terms of stats. I think it was 4 wins and a draw, so pretty good week for the stats this week. So I've got another big one coming up.
Yeah, Scotty, he does research for him.
He's keeping us afloat. Yeah, apparently.
Copy paste.
Internet, Tom, you good, mate?
Yeah, I'm back. Now I'm back in Victoria. Had a good week. Made Dan and Bex look like a fool based on the abuse I was getting for them having the opposite to me last week. So I'm back. So if you faded me, I seriously don't think you did because you would have lost because I had a winning week. So it was good.
Dan, how are you, mate?
Yeah. Nah, good, mate. Good. No, you do, Tom. Yeah, fair play to you, mate. Fair play. I bow down, but those horses have been. Anyway, we'll move on. I'm with you. You know, I'm with you straight to the end. But
the TikTok
just needs one. Just needs one.
Oh yeah, the TikTok.
TikTok
actually got some views. Yeah,
got some views. Didn't go viral, but did all right.
Some content. Bex, how are you, mate?
Yeah, pretty good. Let's just say that Dan's segment isn't the only one that's on thin ice at the moment. There's a couple of other people.
Yeah, I was looking at the record too.
Straight to the chrome. How did that go?
Not good at all.
Yeah, exactly. Yours is
exactly. I'm
Did
including
you
mine.
go all 3 as well?
No, I had
I
the
might have to
Chase
start
Edmonds
thinking
one
of
got up, which was the main
Chase
one.
Edmonds. Yeah, that's not too bad.
That was okay. The rest of the segment not good though.
Yeah.
All right,
rest of the week
let's get
went
the
well,
sports deck, mate. You can tell us what the hell we've got to do with our teams. My team. Well, I guess the thing is Herbert, Bex. Like Lamar's looking good.
Right.
And then the Alave or London, if you don't have them, with maybe MT being out, but that only looks like 1 week. So I don't know. I think I'm holding Herbert personally, but are you boys all getting Lamar?
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think Herbert, obviously with the ribs, like he's back in full practice. He played last week. He should be okay, but like
apparently.
how fit is he? How much does that actually hurt him? But more to the point, I'm just worried about their whole offense. They're just like even when he was fit before, they were still struggling a bit. They weren't quite as explosive. I think they missed Keenan Allen a lot, and Lamar looks back to his MVP winning ways. He looks insane. So
even better.
Yeah, that's what I'm tossing up. It's more like how do you get there? Like Herb to Lamar is ideal, but how do you get the funds? So I'm considering dumping Pittman. The Colts offense has been crap, and using that to fund it, and then also using that to fund A-Rob up to Alave, who looks very good and is still relatively cheap.
Yeah, I guess I could ditch Hollywood. But I think he's going to play, but he was like questionable all week as well.
Yeah, he had like the hammy, I think it was.
So maybe do it that way. I was thinking maybe just ditch the Colts defense, get like the Jags, but it's just
how much have they dropped already? Is there even any money in that?
Yeah. I'm just going to hold. Just you don't really want to waste a trade in the fucking defense. But anyway, is there anyone? I'll go to players maybe, and we can talk about it's the most trade in and out. If it shows me, oh no, they get rid of the assistant coach thing. So I can't really tell anymore. The classic, paying $25 for that.
Utah's YouTube money, mate.
I don't know. Anyone else throw out what dilemmas you've got, Tom or Dan?
I haven't got Herbert, so I'm running Allen and Mariota and Rush on the bench because Dak. I think Dak is still a little bit away, so they're just going to keep going Rush, and especially if Cowboys are winning. I don't see any rush to bring him back. Yeah, no rush. And I'm jumping off Austin Eckler. I've gone Eckler down to Pierce because I think after last game, Breece Hall was quite good. So I think him and Pierce are probably good fieldable options, especially while the Chargers are just really bad. Their offensive line, like Slater, and they just got injuries galore. So I've gone off them and gone off JJ as well. He's gone.
Wow.
The Triple Crown man in Cooper Cup. And yeah, I've thrown caution to the wind in QBs, but I think probably a bit more well-rounded in receivers. But the only thing is I am starting Juju at wide receiver 6. It's not the worst, I guess, but I feel a lot more safer now with probably better all around now.
Jeez, ditching JJ.
Yeah.
Going all the way up to cup is expensive.
Yeah, look, it's like I said, it's a roll of the dice. I'm going all in on it, but I think just the way he's been, mate, Stafford's racist. He just throws to whites. So I'm just going to go with there. And Cooper Kupp is just doing what he can. Allen Robinson's gone. So it's A-Rob to...
A-Rob gone's fine.
A-Rob to Pitt. I've actually bought Pittman in. So I've got A-Rob to Pittman.
Ooh.
But I was thinking Olave. So that one might change just because MT is injured. So we'll see. That's probably where I'm sitting out there, though. Cooper Kupp is in for sure, though.
Anyone else? Scotty? Tom?
Well, in terms of last week, I did 3 trades. So I used the trade boost as well. Just got Josh Allen, got $0 in the bank, so just got him in. Not happy I got him in. But yeah, I think for this week I might just do a bit of a wait and see on Herb. I think he's got a good matchup, so he's got potential he could still score well, even though if he's a bit damaged as well. So I'll probably just wait this week in terms of trades and see what happens next week.
I don't even care
I'm
anymore.
with you.
I've given up.
Tom's like, let's move on.
Yeah, move on. I guess the last thing is a lot of the main players play at the same time slot. So if you're going, say, Josh Allen VC, if that doesn't work for whatever reason, is there a decent
sack.
C option at all?
VC, sack.
Sack
Do
VC.
it. I'm doing
Jeez,
it.
Over the QBs, wow.
Yeah, against the Bears, man's doing it all for the Giants at the moment.
He's one-man team at the moment.
He is. He genuinely is.
No
No,
one
it's
else
not, it's not a terrible call, but it's still like, what's the backup? You're right. That's why I'm doing JJ, I think. He probably won't
'cause he's got
score
the early,
amazingly, but it's worth a shot. He'll want to do the gritty in London.
Exactly.
I think I'm going CMC as captain, but planning on taking Josh Allen.
Okay.
I think I'll have a fairly low line. Anything.
Oh, yeah.
Even maybe high 30s, I'll probably take Josh Allen.
Yeah, true.
Because
We should probably
in case
talk
it goes
about
horribly
that
wrong.
game. There might be some weather about, but anyway, we'll move on. We'll go to our league. So, look, at least Dan got over 100 points this week.
Oh, raise the bat.
I didn't. So, Bex almost beat me by 100. Team's absolutely trash. To be fair, Dalton Schultz was out, and I probably knew he was, and I didn't really bother.
I don't think it would have mattered.
Because it wouldn't have mattered. So, but Tom, another win. He's 3-0. Bex is 3-0 as well. And then Scotty 2-1, who, obviously the unlucky loss week 1. But anything else? Anything you want to talk about from last week? Or
Nah, not really.
Just
No, it was
looking at a
pretty
spoon battle.
easy for me.
Yeah.
Pretty easy for me.
These are the
Yeah.
standings, though, now. So Bex and Tom up the top. How the hell is Dicko 3-0? That makes me sick.
That's not going to
Even
last.
Doe's
His team's okay.
is 2-1. And then Scotty there as well. And then down the bottom, me and Dan fighting out for the
spoon.
nothing in redraft. Just
I believe
bragging
O'Brien. The
rights.
comebacks are on, mate.
Look, you believe in anything can happen in obviously NFL and especially redraft, but not looking good, mate, for us.
No.
This week, Bex has got Bunkle looks pretty solid for a win there with gone off projected.
Yeah. Good
Bex.
start from Tyreek Hill, 160 yards. He cooked. Absolute cooking.
No TDs as well. That's a huge score.
Yeah. 10 catches.
Yeah,
Any
feeling confident.
benching
He has-
headaches or?
Nah, not really. I could feel Garrett Wilson, but I'm happy to just watch and wait. Personally, I'm Drake London. Both look pretty good, and he's got DeAndre Swift out as well, which helps.
That's a killer.
He's fielding Duvernay at Superflex. I mean, come on.
I like
What are you doing?
Yeah, it's
Hope
not
that man
great.
goes overs.
Oh, yeah, surely that. Okay.
Oh,
Anyway.
he went unders last week.
Yeah,
and
that's what I mean.
Zay Jones went overs. Both of those hit the week after.
Scotty, how your team looking, mate?
Probably looking all right. The only 2 changes I've done is MT's out this week, injured. So I put in the Dubes, see how he does. Did well last week.
Romeo.
And then Wentz I've taken out against the Cowboys defense, and rush looks pretty good. So chucking in Tanner to see what he does. I hate the Colts, so same things. So I think they should be all right. Those 2 changes I'm pretty happy with. So all good.
Yeah, Dole's team it's okay. It could beat you on a day, but it's probably it's better than mine. Put it that way.
There's a
Debo might be
chance.
good now with Jimmy G. He's a chance. The projected doesn't have it that way, but it still is for sure. Dan, you got Wino. Oh, geez,
Yeah, got the
win on the board
sausage
here.
head. Yeah, could honest. Mixon started off well. He had 24 carries, but only 61 yards, which is a bit
They
weird.
kept
but
feeding him when they should.
yeah, which is good signs. Which is good signs. Like I'm happy with that. Keenan out again, which hurts, and
Your
James
team is
as well.
disgusting.
Yeah, well, no Keenan,
Wait
no
to see
James,
mine.
like outs everywhere,
Seriously.
mate.
Mac Hollins,
So I've got to throw
Trubisky.
either the Trubisky or
Like the Mac
the
Hollins.
Gino. Yeah,
Mac
return of the
Hollins.
Mac. Here we go. Return of the Mac.
Yeah, Wonderful.
Renfro out. So I mean, he was like second most targets with Devontae. So Derek Carr likes him. So
Kamara's been bust, really. He's just been injured. It's just tough.
Yeah,
Alvin.
Yeah, that's just
Yeah,
that's a
absolute
brutal one.
garbage. Yeah,
Might be right
That's
this week
him.
or tonight
Mixon was okay.
because of
Yeah,
the
might get
yellow
more
red.
first two
checkdowns
picks.
with Dalton.
Yeah, the red rifle might feed him, but
Yeah.
Bobby Woods is in your wide receiver one spot. I know it's probably
Yeah,
Deontay,
like
but
Keenan.
like,
Yeah, Keenan out. It's just it's legit the roll of the dice these days for my team. I just got to hope Weenie has a crap one. Waddle was scored shit, which I was happy with, but we'll see.
Yeah.
Anything's possible.
anything's possible. Well, is it? Could I beat Tom here? Like the projected has it close.
Good start with
T
him.
started off
DT is a
well.
good start. Yeah, geez.
But outside that, look, my flexes are just like, yeah, I'm got, Olave should be all right.
Yeah,
Given
I mean,
he's
G
gonna
should be all right.
Wilson
get the
back
most
in
of
might
it.
help Elijah Moore. You never know.
Yeah, that's my other one. That's my posse where I'm like, is it Elijah Moore? Is it DJ Chark? I was keen to start, but now he's out as well. But yeah, DJ Moore, what the hell? Did you see the video of him? Like, after Matt Rule talking trash about the wide receivers or something, like they've got to play better. And he's like,
get separation.
"Are you kidding me?" Yeah, like this.
Baker's missing him by 5 yards
Baker's
every
so
throw.
bad. So bad.
It's
So,
OBJ all over again. Just killing him.
yeah. I hope he does.
For me, I just look at the QBs and I'm like, I'm sweet. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I
Josh
guess
Allen versus Jared Goff.
and I'll put on
And Trev.
Williams. Williams will come.
Oh,
instead
Jamal.
Of,
Yeah,
instead
nice.
of Dobbins.
Yeah.
I think Dobbins against Buffalo. I'm definitely going to change it. I just haven't changed my team yet, so
Yeah, that's
I'll
fine.
do that. And I may not. I might fall asleep and forget, and then we can talk about it next week. But that's going to be the plan. Dobbins actually looked like fine week one, coming off the page injury. So I still reckon another 3-4 weeks time, that's when he'll be hitting his straps. So look, I was just happy to see Rex shithead off my field, and I look forward to dropping him as soon as Hopkins
Off the roster.
I actually may even drop him right now. Just live drop him.
Get rid of him.
Yeah, I couldn't care less about him. So
Once again, it's the Bills game. It's the Bills Ravens. See what happens there.
yeah, and that should be high scoring.
Should be. There is rain about apparently, so we'll see
okay.
if that actually is true, but probably won't matter too much. All right, let's go have a look at our picks from last week. Gee, the boys love that tune. Not a good week for me. Not a good week for Dan. We fall back in the negatives here. And Tom's chasing us. He's on the board with the positives. He's coming up behind.
Let's go, baby.
And Scotty and Bex sitting pretty. Bex more so, but you guys are in the positives, so looking good. Falcons got us home, Bex. That was good.
Yeah, it felt like it was a bit lucky. It was watching that game. It felt like a very 50-50 game that we just happened to end up on the right side of. But it was actually a good game to watch. It was very back and forth.
Bengals, Scotty. I actually wish I took that myself. That was pretty good in the end. Last week, obviously not the game on Friday, the one before.
Yeah, they really cruised it home.
Yeah.
I think, Joey, the offense finally put it all together, which is good to see because we all knew they were capable of it. So it's good to see they actually put it together for once.
Yeah, look at all these total points lines, boys, and then our picks this week. I think only Bex has one, and it's his lock. I'm staying away from them. They've look at my two picks of the year. They just did not do me well. They can.
I reckon you took the highest over and the lowest under, and they both went under.
Yeah. I mean, Texans and Bears actually could have got there in the end. They had a big first quarter, and then
The problem is their offense is really bad, but their defense is also really bad.
I know. Yeah,
The Bills and Finns game started off really high as well.
they could have got there, but it is always a lot of points, 50 odd.
50,
So
yeah.
a lot has to go
That's what I learned, Bex, as well. Is like the Falcons and Seahawks under. Like I was like, both offenses suck, but both defenses suck as well. So eventually, it's going to go to one way. And
That's where I was targeting with my lock. 2 bad offenses and 2 good defenses, and that was the easiest watch ever. It was 19 points on offense in total.
This is the worst game of all time.
The locks, at least, like Tom's Panthers got home.
Well, it was lock of the year. I don't know. If anyone
I
recalls
want to talk
saying
about this
was
game
lock of
because
the
that
year.
was disgusting.
And how easy was it? It was the easiest watch of all time.
The Kamara fumble basically gave them a TD. The LaVisca 70-yard run gave them the TD. Other than that, they did absolutely nothing. Just two
they
huge
won,
plays made the difference,
they
and
won.
a couple of missed
Win,
field
win.
goals.
Win.
That was the difference. Enough for a pretty easy win.
Dan's lock, the one Tom went against.
Yeah, look, Tom. Yeah, he had a pretty good week. I was pretty, I guess, stiff. I guess with the Raiders and the Bucks, both bloody had chances to 2-point conversions to take it OT, and they both fluffed it.
Yeah,
So
true.
fair play. Packers was good. But to be fair, Tampa were a bit more full strength. Julio was laid out. Probably would have got the win.
Well,
But fair play. Packers the win.
That's why I said that's
part of it.
If you listen last week in the analysis, it was who's Tom Brady going to throw to, and
no, you
when,
were
when his first completion was to old Measley. That's when I knew.
No, it was Perryman.
That's when I knew I was home. When Measley was on the field and he'd been there for 4 days. That's how I knew I was home.
Yeah,
Even though I was sweating at the end, but
that hurt. No, but look, win's a win. Well done. Good pick.
All right, sit back, boys. Let's see what Buddy Scotty's got for us this week.
It's time for
Scotty's.
Presented by no one.
Alrighty.
Action
The
Network.
stat for this week, it's actually gone up. So we had what is since 2005, week 4 dogs plus 1.5 to 2.5 have gone 23 and 7, so 77%, nearly 80%. Against the spread, beating the closing number by an average of 5.6 points per game. So this initially, I looked at it earlier in the week, was only applying to 4 games, but because we've had a lot of lines change in the last 24 to 48 hours, it's actually 8 games, which is pretty interesting. So in terms of these games, you can make different cases for things. I will talk about weather, which might be affecting 2 of these games. So a major one that it might be affecting is the Bills game. So apparently it's probably, I think it's 80% chance of rain. And then in terms of this, that might favour the Ravens due to, I think the Bills having probably the worst run offense, and maybe I think it's the second worst block grade as well. So, and it might slow down or limit Josh Allen to an extent. In terms of other ones, you can look at Panthers. I think they've got, in terms of their record, they've won and covered the last 6 against the Cards. Cards, I better get them last week and they're rubbish. In terms of other ones, I think Pat Mahomes, in terms of Chiefs, has been 6-1 as an underdog in his career. And then the other one I looked at was the Rams. The 49ers are 6-7 straight up and 3-9 against the spread as a favorite under Kyle Shanahan in the NFC West. Well, compare that to Sean McVay, is 5-2 against the spread as a dog at first the NFC West as well. And one of my picks is the Broncos this week, which I'll explain further on. But back it in. Stats have been going well. So see how we go. A lot of games this week.
Back all 8 games.
Back them all, yeah.
Back every 8 games.
This is this week's lines and spreads. Yeah, a lot of, as you said, moving ones, a lot more smaller lines as well this week, besides the Pats and the Packers, which we'll get to in a sec. A lot of you boys are on. Yeah, I think it's getting good, the NFL. There's, a few teams coming, out of nowhere, like your Jags, Eagles. That should be a good game. They've both had good starts this season.
Yeah.
Your Lions, even your Texans, for instance, like they've been okay to start.
Competitive, yeah.
So yeah, it is getting interesting in the NFL. It's like you could all easily say we think the Bills or whatever are going to win the Super Bowl, but I think it's nice. A few new teams coming up, and
Bills have had a few injuries now that are just
yeah,
bringing them
that's
back to the pack a little bit.
yeah. So we'll go to our first picks. I've split it up so we can see them one by one, but I'm just sticking with the Chargers. I know they got injuries. I know it's not good, but I just think they could win this game by a touchdown in the end. But look, it is a little bit nervous. I know Texans, as I just said, have been playing okay, but I just think the Chargers and Herb will get it done. Tom and Dan, you boys on the Pats. What do you see here?
Yeah. I just think this will be a disgusting game, and I think the Pats will keep it really close. Both teams will really run heavy, even though it's Egghead Hoyer at the helm. I think that's quite a big line. 9.5 is quite huge, so I think it'll be quite tight. I wouldn't be surprised if the Pats won this game, but I think the line is quite good at 9.5. Tom?
Yeah, 100% agree. I think the fact that Mac Jones is out is actually being accounted way too much for this line. I don't think Mac Jones has even been that good. In the last 9 games, he's had 10 TDs to 12 interceptions. So, look, I know, Egghead. He's 1-10 in his last 10 games. We don't need him to win. We just need him to cover the spread. And in terms of, I've got some stats here armed. But Belichick as an underdog is 64% against the spread. When he's more than a 6-point underdog, he's 75% against the spread. And if he's an underdog against a loss, he's 92% against the spread. So bang, bang, bang. I think the 9.5 is absolute money. It was, I think, 10.5 to start. So obviously that's come down and that would have been great. But I'm still pretty happy to take the 10.5. The total is also 39.5. So like if it's going to be that low scoring game potentially, I'm pretty confident that the Pats. You rarely sort of see, I would imagine, a total that low with the spread that high. So I'm pretty happy to be on the Pats here.
Yeah, like the line's 25% of the total points. So yeah, it is a good tactic. Scotty, the unders
is like a TD and a few field goals, and then we're sweet.
Yeah. Scotty.
Yeah, I'm going the under. This is probably my last over and under, but I don't think this one. But I want to see how I can do it. The trend's still been there. So I talked about it last week, how the under's been hitting. It's still hitting. So I think the under for this season is 31-18, so 63%, which is the best start for an under since 1996. And then in terms of primetime games, another one hit on Friday, but the primetime games in 2022 are 9-2, favoring the under. And the other reason, which I found out a bit of a weird stat, is a man called Bill Vinovich. Has anyone heard of him?
No.
No. Bill Vinovich is the referee, and what he has to do with this game is, listen to this. This is abstract thinking. He has called 0 roughing the passer penalties in 2021 and 0 in 2002. The fewest defensive holding penalties per game in 2021 and 0 in 2022. And the second fewest defensive pass interference penalties per game in 2021 and 0 in 2022. All right. And then under his officiating has been a 62% under rate. So what I'm saying is this man is a man who does not call anything on the defense, advantages the defense. We've got 2 good defenses here. We've got number 1 defense in the Bucks, and we've got I think it's number 9 or top 10 defense in the Kansas City Chiefs. I think this man will let passings, all that type of stuff go. I think he'll make it a lot harder for the offense to get a play, and that's why I'm going the unders.
I just want to know, where are you finding this stat? Like, I feel like I'm doing a bit of research for these things. What sort of research were you looking into, like, or who's refereeing each game this week and what's their history?
I found it. It took
me
through.
Where do you get it from? Where's it from?
That one wasn't Action Net. The first bit was Action Network. The second one was like some random website I found through Twitter. So there you go.
Okay. I used to do research.
That's interesting.
Geez, it take us half an hour to get through the picks. Bex, the Browns.
So the Browns, I just think they're a much better side than the Falcons. So far on offense, they're averaging 25 yards a game and 1.5 points a game more than Atlanta. And then on defense, 60 yards a game less and 3 points per game less. So I think they're a much better team. Brissett's been actually better than expected, but their run game is sort of where their bread and butter is. And so far, the teams that they've played have only conceded 3.4 yards per carry in the games that they didn't play the Browns, whereas the Browns averaged 5 yards per carry against them, so much higher than the other teams managed. And then they're playing Atlanta, who's the 21st run defense based on yards per carry. So I think they'll be able to eat on the ground here. And they get the extra break. Playing Thursday last week, they get sort of the mini bye, an extra few days rest, extra few days to prepare. I'm pretty confident in this one. The only thing that gives me pause is Myles Garrett is out. But other than that, I'm pretty confident on this.
Yeah.
That
was crazy in the car crash, but yeah.
Hopefully he's okay. I think it sounds like he's okay. He'll just miss the 1 week, but hopefully it's not too serious.
Next pick, I'm sticking with the Jags.
Geez.
I know you boys. I'm going with the Jags. They've been good. I think they've covered the spread every week, and a lot of fair few points here. It'd be nice if it was obviously more than 6.5. But look, I think Philly are good. I just think this will be close enough, and Jags can keep it within 6.5. So they've been good to whoever's bet on them so far. But I thought I'd jump on board, and probably be the week that they won't. But I'm going with them. The Titans, Tom.
Well, first of all, also with that, Bennett, I like it because if you look at the Eagles, they've scored 0 points in the last 2 second halves. Now, of course, they've put the teams away early, but I actually think that's a good one. So I reckon the Jacksonville offense is actually looking pretty good. I think it's meant to be quiet. The weather there is meant to not to be that great in Philly as well, so it should be a bit low scoring. So I reckon that's a good bet. In terms of myself, so I've gone the Titans here. Again, my thing is I just think the Colts are complete frauds. Anyone watching that game last week, if the field goal kicker Amendola had actually done his job, he's now no longer a chief anymore. He got the cut. Andy just grabbed him by the neck and threw him off the team bus as they were driving back to Kansas. So I think the Colts, they would have got done last week. They got lucky. Rabel is 72% against the spread as a dog. I think the Colts' offense is no good. Is Pittman back? I should know that.
I think he is.
He is.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's a little bit of worry, but who cares? Matty Ryan sucks, so I'm pretty happy to take the look. Colts might win, but I think it's going to be a close one. So to get that 3.5, that's pretty key. So even if we get down by a field goal, which it might be late, that's all good.
0.5, yeah.
Broncos, who's talking?
Jeez.
I think I'll start. So far, the Raiders are 0-3. The 3 teams they've lost to, the Chargers, the Cards, the Titans, are 0-6 in games they've played that aren't the Raiders. So they're 0-3 against teams that haven't won any other games. That's how bad the Raiders are going at the moment. The Broncos' defense, I've talked about before, they're very good. They've conceded the 3rd least yards. And their offense has struggled, but they've struggled mostly in the red zone. They've actually put up more offensive yards than the Raiders. So even though they've struggled to convert it into points so far, the offense hasn't been as catastrophic as people might be thinking. So I think they will and truly cover and win as well.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Anything
Happy to
else
copy
to
and
add,
paste
boys?
that
You
like
happy
Scott.
with that?
No, happy to copy and paste there. Happy with that. That's good stuff.
The only thing I don't know is that, pretty much the same as Bex said. Broncos only allowing, I think it's the 2nd least points per game. It's top 5 defense, 1st and 25th offense. And then on the other side, the Raiders defense is pretty crap. So it's allowed 24 plus games in all of it, 24 plus points in all 3 games so far. So, confident in it as well. So let's go.
Let's go, he says.
Let's go.
I like the locks. They hit last week. We went 3-2, I think, as a collective.
3-2, yep.
Yep. Me and Dan didn't, but that's all right.
Yep.
I'm going the Rams. Back in the Scotty stat this week. I mean, I picked it before that, but I just think Scotty put it out there for me, like all the records and whatnot. But the Niners, I just don't know. I don't want to trust them yet. I think the Rams, whilst they didn't start too hot, obviously, in the first week, I think they're sort of getting towards it now. The run game's looking all right. Hopefully Stafford, spreads it out a bit more. But, again, I just think they can keep it close and win outright as well. So to take the points, I'll take it if it's a close game. Late, it might work. But, look, I just think Rams are a better team. They haven't been playing as well, but I think they can get it done. The Vikings, Tom, I didn't want to take them as one of my other picks, but I backed out of it.
Yeah, no, I like it.
reckon?
I think in terms of with these London games, the faves are 7-3 against the spread. So being on that neutral field makes a huge difference. So really just backing the better team, I think, is the easy play here. And the Vikings have had 2 good wins, as much as I was like shitting on them at the start of the year and during then because Dan picked them, but they've actually been all right. The offense can be quite on and off, but I think the Saints, I picked them for the division, but they've looked just terrible so far this year. Jameis himself has with Jameis, you sort of can put up with the mistakes because he can throw up a whole number of TDs, but he's not even doing that this year. He's getting yards, but he hasn't been getting the TDs. Kamara hasn't been good. And Jameis is 36% against the spread.
He's not playing.
He's not, no.
Oh, is he out? Is he?
It's Red Rocket. Yeah, it's Dalton.
Oh, geez. So you can see how much I'm on it. So, so has the line then moved though?
No, I think that's
it was
the line
3.
it was. Yeah,
But now it's
it's the
three.
same.
Still,
Yeah, it's the same.
geez.
They're both. It's just you've subbed in a scrub for a scrub, really.
Jameis has played so
Jeez,
Yeah.
lock of the year. We're gonna go into lock of the century with this bet. I had lock of the year last week with the Panthers, but this lock of the century. If you've got some free money kicking around, or you can get a loan quickly before 12:30 tonight, I'd be unloading on this -3.5.
Get off the loan truck.
Oh god. The Jags, Dan, you with me?
Yeah, I picked. That stat Tom said I was going to bring up about how they haven't scored in two halves of NFL. And I just think the Jags are probably a lot better than 6.5. To be honest, I think the Eagles haven't really played anyone amazing other than the Vikings. You know, Jags have really put it to some good teams like the Colts and Chargers, things like that. So I think I could see them winning this one, but I'm happy to take the Dogs this week. I think Jags, T-Law, and that offense, my man Christian Kirk, the old Kirk, is doing bits over there. So I'm happy to ride the Jags against the Eagles, even though they're a bit red hot at the moment. But happy to take them.
Yeah, that's kind of what I said. Like, would you be surprised if they won outright? No. So
no, honestly,
Tom's
division pick is a stroke of genius.
Yeah,
like, honestly,
and
at
it's
the
still
moment,
paying right, isn't it? Like,
yeah, Jags.
I think they're still $3 or something.
Yeah,
they're
$3.
not
I'll definitely get on that. They seem to have got it together, and in saying that, Doug Peterson back to the Eagles as well, so a bit of a growth game there. So so even more for him to really put it to them.
Titans, Scotty, you got any more stats with that, or
remember the
well, it's pretty simple. Like me betting against the Colts this year, 2-0. This team just sucks. I'm going to bet against them every week. In terms of their win last week, wasn't impressed at all. Like Chiefs missed extra point, they missed a field goal, they had blunders, centrals everywhere. It was Matty Ryan's best game, yet he got sacked 5 times and got fumbled it twice. In terms of they've got the worst offense. In terms of the history between these teams, the road team has won 6 of the last 7 in this rivalry. And then even talking about just Matt Ryan, who I think absolutely sucks, is 1-7 against the spread as a home favorite over the last 3 seasons, which is the second worst of all quarterbacks in the last 3 years. So he sucks at home as a home favorite. He sucks in general. The Colts suck in general. Bet on the Titans.
Hey, you could have said that at the start.
Jesus. Started off with that and done.
That's Sky Moore muffed the punt as well last week, which helped the Colts.
Yep.
They're killing a lot of division bets at the moment. If it's going to continue this way, took the bloody $1.60 or whatever it was.
Not good at all.
They can turn around though, and to be honest, I don't think the rest of the division is that great. But
it'll be a close race. Yeah,
it's not looking good. Bex, you sticking with the totals?
Yeah. Benno's done me dirty here. The line's 45.5, not 43.5. But,
sorry, mate.
I've doubled up here. Broncos unders back-to-back weeks is my lock, and Broncos in 2 of my picks here. So just looking at the Raiders, so far in 3 games, they've had a 43-point total for unders this line, 46 half a point over, 46 half a point over. That's not including the extra 6 that happened in overtime against the Cardinals. So they're sort of about the right line for that. But the Broncos 3 games so far, 33 total points, 25 total points, 21 total points. So assuming that the Broncos defense comes to the party again, they struggle to put up points themselves. I'm looking at something along the lines of a 21 to 10 win or something like that for the Broncos. I'm confident. I'm hoping for Grinders.
Yeah, geez, they just haven't looked good either offense, have they? So that's fair enough. All right, let's look at the any times from last week. Good and bad. Like Diggs, it probably wasn't going to get there in the end. I mean, they had a decent game, but they struggled really towards the end. Thielen, that was good, Tommy. The old stat.
Yeah, I was doing the stat. As I said, the stat he didn't go 3 games without a anytime touchdown, and he got laughed at. But lo and behold, there he goes, and the stat banked. So that was money.
Monty, that was stiff, Dan.
Herbert had 2 touchdowns and 163 rushing yards, something like that. Yeah, cool. That's my betting subbed up right there.
So that's
Monty would have feasted, but
and Herbert fedges a lot in a bit as well. Cup got there, although he didn't have the greatest day as far as overall production, but got the score.
The rushing touchdown.
And then Amon Ra as well, sort of battling.
He got hurt a little bit, but probably
played like 3/4 of the game. But Dan knows as well. We'll see soon with the prop bets.
He killed both of us, unfortunately.
For this week, I've gone the Drizzy Drake. Juicy Drake London.
I like the picks.
Yeah, that's. I'm going for the sicker picks as well.
Yeah.
I mean, look, the man's got drip. He's like the highest graded rookie so far. He's playing unbelievable. Look, Mariota's Mariota, but I think he should be feeding him. They haven't been feeding Pitts that much, so he scored back-to-back last 2 weeks. Didn't score in week 1, but I just think they'll keep looking at him, especially in the red zone. You know, he's got that ability. And yeah, I don't fully trust the Falcons, to be honest. I know they've been okay, but I think it's probably been overstated. But yeah, we'll go with the Driz. Lamar, Tom?
Yeah, I think 255 is a great bet.
It's always decent value.
Take it or
Yeah.
not. Like in terms of this game, I think it's going to be higher scoring.
Them.
And Lamar's he's been a machine this year so far. So pretty happy. I reckon if they get close to goal towards the red zone, I think that's when he'll come out and they're able to run a few different types of sets where they can get him a chance to get in the end zone. So yeah, pretty happy to take the 255 there.
Jamal, Dan?
Yeah, I think this is pretty nice at $1.81. He's been getting most of the red zone touches with Swift in. So now it's Swift gone. It's his backfield. You know, I think that he should sort of get in the end zone nice and easy against was it pretty pathetic? Are they playing Seahawks?
Yeah.
So, you know, I think he'll get in and a few thrusts in the end zone. Hopefully no flags there, but he'll be thrusting us anytime there, boys. I think that's pretty good value for the old Jamal Williams there.
It's not just his backfield, mate. That old Cragos Reynolds is around.
Who?
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
I just found out who that guy was today.
What?
Eckler, Scotty. Got him in redraft, but look, it's a good matchup. But
what's his stat on this, bozo?
Well, the main thing is, this is a person who's, I feel like it's a similar vein to Joe Mixon, someone who's struggled in the first 3 weeks. But last season was a big try thing. So in terms of, he scored 20 TDs last year. He's versing the third worst run D. As you see against Herbert last week against the Texans, had 150 plus yards, 2 touchdowns. Even when they played the Texans last year, Eckler, who was out, his backup, Justin Jackson, who's not very good, scored 2 TDs against the Texans. So I just think he's due to break the streak, hopefully get a bit of form. I also think with Herbert injured, it might restrict his rushing towards the red zone as well. So there's more of a chance he might get used. So I don't usually like betting with this man because this man usually bet. I think it was me and Ben used to bet on his pass receiving things. He used to burn me every time. Yeah, the receptions used to burn me, the little midget. But we'll see how he goes this week.
I mean, that was old man Noodle Arm that was just feeding him that year.
Yeah,
Philip Rivers.
So yeah, I don't know. He's been worrying me. Like, I have him in a redraft and another league in the Discord, and it's just he's killing me. Diggs, Bex, you going with my pick from last week?
Yeah, going back to the well. So the Ravens have conceded over 50 more passing yards per game than any other defense. So their pass defense has just been absolutely horrible. As far as Diggs, he's going at basically 50% over his time at the Bills. So the $2 is fair odds there. But yeah, with the Ravens secondary struggling and Gabe Davis, he played last week, but he was still struggling with the ankle, and then apparently he tweaked it again and has missed practice this week. He's expected to play, but he can't be 100%. And this is expected to be a bit of a shootout, even with possible weather implications. But it's the highest line of the week. The Ravens are going to put up points. The Bills are going to put up points. Hopefully Diggs is part of that.
I might, for future weeks, get the graphic up of the leaderboards, but on who to listen to, it's probably no one. And I know we shat on Ben, but he's the only one that's 2-1. So
ignore my
Bex hasn't got one yet, so don't know if you'd be following that, but yeah, not many of us have either, to be fair. Although Tom did take Wandale Robinson in week 1, so we weren't taking it too seriously.
Has that man had a snap yet?
Oh, he got injured.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, let's get to the props. Now, this is where we've been cooking. Now, me, Scott, and Bex are all 3-0. We hit again this week. Tom's I think there was a pick dropped from Tua, and obviously
1-3. I'm 1-3.
Got injured. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. And Dan's 2-1 as well, but that was very stiff. 0.5 off.
Lost by a Beck stick. Are you kidding me? Like 0.5
possessions, I think. So yeah.
Yeah. End of the second half, he was sort of off there. He was looking good, but no.
Yeah. But
It is what it
we've
is.
been cooking, so this is probably our best part of the whole show, to be honest.
Yep, tune
So
in
let's
now.
see if we can keep it going with this week. I'm going the JA over rushing yards. I think it's hit 2 or 3 times this year. He's it's just from scrambling a lot, really, when he doesn't see much upfield. And just gets it done. And I just think in this game, especially maybe the weather around, he might rush more as well. So I like that bet. Tom's gone for
Can't you multi
the old Marvin Jones Jr. unders.
Yeah. No, well, I think because
Where'd you
the
pull
Philly
this from?
secondaries, the Philly secondary's have been pretty good. So I'm pretty happy to go under Marvin Jones. Usually he's someone who will sort of more get like yards and sort of those bigger players versus those receptions now with Kirk being there. And I think the weather's not meant to be that great as well. So I'm pretty happy to take the under here on old Marvin Jonesy.
Starvin Marvin.
Dan, another Diggs one here.
Yeah, I didn't know we couldn't multi that, so that's my bad.
I think it's the same game. No, it's I picked it after. It's all right.
Oh, righto. I went receptions overs here because just to jump on Bex's, the Ravens secondary has been pretty rubbish, and the last time Gabe Davis was out, he absolutely went bonkers. So I just think he'll tear up whoever it is, Marlon Humphrey or Peters, whoever it is. I think he'll just go sort of big. I think it's him. It's Diggs, mate. This should be a nice easy one.
Clyde, I don't mind this one. Scotty against the Bucks D. Is that pretty much the basis?
Oh, pretty much, yeah. So I've had pretty success the last couple of weeks. Jacobs and Gibson gone against underperforming running backs. So the theory is last week, Clyde had the same amount of rushing yards as me, so he had 0 from 7 attempts. He also had Jerick McKinnon had the same amount of carries as him, so it's not like he's having the main go for things. He's versus, as you just talked about, number 1 D, a really good defense in Tampa as well, which make it hard. And then in the last 3 weeks, only 1 running back's hit this line against the Bucks as well. So it's a hard defense to play against. And I think the most snaps percentage he's had is 45%. So he's not playing many snaps as well. So I just think against good D, he struggles.
Yep.
Yeah, I was strongly considering Clyde under rushing yards. He's only had 7, 8, and 7 carries.
What's the rushing line?
I think it was mid
30.
30s.
Yeah,
34.
I like that too, to be honest.
Yeah.
He sucks as a running back.
Yeah,
I think he's good in the passing game, but as a running back, he's pretty average.
He's not a bad receiver, but as a running back, he's horrific.
Yeah, and they just don't even use him. Like, they don't run that much. So it's like, yeah, I like it. Yeah, the way you'd get done from this is a couple of big receptions or something.
Yeah,
like a
that's
screen
a
pass.
danger.
It just gets it done.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like it. Herbert, Bex, I think this is a pretty good one too.
So Herbert has played 5 games with over 50% of the snaps. And 2 of those were sort of only part games where Monty got injured and then he took over. He's had 75, 97, 100, 72, and 157 in those 5 games. Bottom line is he is just a really, really good running back. The Bears are running the ball because Fields can't pass and they can't pass protect. And the Giants are a good option here because they've conceded the 8th most rushing yards. The Cowboys ate them up in the run D last time, so I think he goes over pretty easily here.
Yeah, I would have to agree as well.
Yep.
Anything else to add? I think
I think he's I reckon he's a better running back.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Monty?
He's better than Monty.
I think he's better than Monty. Yeah.
I'd love him to take over from Monty, but he might at the end of this year. They might not renew. I think Monty's contract's up, so they might not renew him and just go with Khalil. But we'll see.
All right, Bex, let's see if you can get back on the winners list, mate.
I'm coming straight from the dome. I'm coming straight from the dome.
Usually don't have
last week was not good.
I'll put him on the screen.
Last week was not good. Cup had his, even though he got the TD, he had his worst game for like 3 years or something. Henderson actually had the right role. He had all the passing work. Just Stafford is not doing checkdowns at the moment, so it was 1 target. Very racist. Yeah. So we're going again this week. This might be the last one of them because it's been pretty poor. We'll talk about Herbert. Josh Allen. So talk about the Ravens secondary. They're conceding so many yards, 353 passing yards per game, which is obviously well over this line. And Josh Allen has gone over this line in all 3 games with an average of 338 himself. So even with the possible weather, we saw in the snow game last year where the Pats basically ran the ball every single time. I think it was like 3 pass attempts or something for the Pats. Josh Allen was still throwing it in that game. I think he had 30 passing attempts in that snow game. So even with the weather, the Bills don't like to run. They're passing, Allen's throwing, and hopefully there's enough people out there catching it. And then Justin Jefferson. So this is maybe a little bit more risky, but we've seen teams really trying to bracket him and hold him. So he's held to only 14 and 48 yards the last 2 weeks. And now he's coming up against the Saints, who have the 5th lowest passing yards per game, and possibly against Lattimore, who in 3 games has conceded 3 catches for 23 yards in total across 3 games.
Sheesh.
So hopefully he ends up getting that matchup and he struggles.
You'd expect him to.
Yeah.
Expect him to for sure. That's probably the only way the Saints are going to win. Shut him down, and then I don't know.
I hope they can put up
See how
something
Andy
on
Dalton
offense.
goes.
I've also been putting some golf tips up on Twitter for this. So
Oh, yeah.
First week hasn't been great, but we've still got Scotty Stallings in contention as the main pick. So hopefully he gets it done for us overnight.
See, if the NFL are no good, mate, we might just chuck the golf tips straight in here at the end anyway.
Yeah, once we go over 3 on these 3, so it'll be gone after that.
All right, and to finish it off, Tommy Boy.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money.
And he's gone.
Talk about a segment that's on its last legs.
Oh boy, wow, yeah. So it's been tough. Look, it's not going to help anyone who's followed, but I'm actually up the last 2 weeks. But in terms of the tips that I've given, they've been absolutely horrific. Yeah, geez, tough, eh? Interpretation, that was terrible. The race was run slow. It sort of got going late, but nothing was going to beat Luna Flair down there. Gold Trip, terrible. Camel Pass was pretty disappointing. Usually puts in a good fight and absolutely got done. So, look, yeah, this segment is teetering, but that's all right. This is in terms of horse racing, you just got to get a few on the board and then you're back. So, look, we got Caulfield Guineas coming up on Saturday, which would be good. So a few of the boys are going to be going down, which would be great. So we can hopefully get a win there. So I'll put up the tips on TikTok on Friday, and we can go from there. I'm not too sure if there's anything I like at the moment, but yeah, geez, I do need to lift my game because that is putrid. That is pathetic right there. So apologies.
What's the actual record?
Oh, I don't even know. I think we've had one win of 7.
Yeah, you had that multi get up.
Yeah.
So that was
And
one.
then half cabin, which is paying like $2. But other than that, it's been absolutely horrific. Oh,
Get back on the main screen. Whoops. Yeah, nothing more else to say, boys. I mean, there's a game in 4 hours, so that's the London game's kicking off soon.
anyone want to watch?
Any F1 tips, Bex?
Makes it hard. Oh yeah, F1 as well.
Bex? Singapore? Oh, he's muted himself. You idiot.
God.
You idiot.
I didn't mind Science for podium at $1.80 odd before quali, but I haven't looked at it post quali. But it should be a good race actually, with Max having a
at
fuel
P8.
issue and starting down in P8. So, I mean, we've seen him charge through the field, but it should be a lot harder at this track compared to Monza and Spa.
Yeah.
Maybe some
Manchester
rain.
Derby, Dan.
Yeah, look, I will be getting up for this one because I bleed red unlike pricks who say they do. So, look, I would love for us to get a result, but I am a realistic United supporter. But in saying that, we have turned up for the Gunners, have turned up for Liverpool. So,
Yeah,
who
no,
knows?
United in big games are good. Always.
we turn up for those. No matter what
Put on the
form we're in, we
counter.
always turn out for that. So,
Yeah, exactly.
we'll see. I'll be
Rashford's
just
fit.
get some goals. That's all I want. I'm not waking up for a 0-0. I'll tell you that much.
Rashford's fit, isn't he? And
Yeah,
maybe
Rashford, I think,
Martial's
is
not,
playing.
so still.
I think we're pretty much full strength. So we'll see how we go. I think.
Harry Maguire's injured, so that's a good
Yeah,
thing.
that's actually a blessing. I prayed for that. That's a blessing. Yeah, fuck Harry Maguire, old slabhead. But keen for a good game. Hopefully we get the dub and I'll be quite happy. Push for the title. Go United.
Yeah, mate, I'll be going for you. Just keep us clear on top.
Yeah, you'll be wanting this win for sure.
That was good.
Ben, any comments on the United boys?
Yeah, what do you got, Pam? No more stats or?
Oh yeah, I'm just getting up nice and early for it. I think it'll be a good game.
Yeah, still fucking shit, you absolute dickhead.
If United don't win. Wouldn't mind if Haaland has a big game because I got him in the FPL captain.
No,
but it's
you are
You and
disgusting.
every
You
single
make me
person that you know.
sick.
Yeah, no, he doesn't bleed red.
Have you,
Yeah,
have you
he's
traded him
disgusting.
yet, Eno?
Yeah, I got him. He's captain, so we'll see. I'll kill him for everyone else. He'll get injured. But Matto's not tonight, is it? Or is it? Is
think it
Leicester
is.
playing tonight?
Yeah.
Okay, after. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's probably the main one. See how he goes.
Bit of
But
a difference.
that'll wrap it up. Yeah, hopefully more people could join in the future. But we're going to start doing live. It's just easy this way.
Yeah.
And get straight out because there's obviously not too long, and the games are later now. We lost the hour last night, so don't have to wake up as early.
Don't have to wake up as
I
early.
think
which
it's
is
a couple weeks to get the extra hour as well, I think. So
Yeah, exactly.
even
Yeah,
easier.
and then it'll be 5 a.m. soon, which is perfect. So,
Nice.
looking forward to it.
perfect, boys.
Yeah,
All good.
hopefully the Giants lose. To be honest, like we've had our fun. Let's just start losing.
Yeah, let's get the
I
tank
think-
going
I
now.
think
Enough's enough. Let's get the tank
I
going.
almost picked the Bears. I think they're a decent pick. Like it'll be a trash game and get the points with them. So, anyway,
Yeah, Bears' run game and defense isn't terrible. Just no passing at all.
and Danny Dimes is the worst quarterback in the league, isn't he, boys?
Well,
Yeah,
actually,
he's
no,
for in the
actually-
league
We're
right now.
not starting. We're not starting. We'll see.
actually playing the worst.